Hello everyone, Nadeem here with TXengineWerx, and I'm in the shop. I've got a few people working around, one thing I wanted to do was talk to you about what do we see most. So we see a lot of issues with people not maintaining their vehicles, right? By the time something comes to us, a problem comes to us, it's to a point where it's not drivable anymore. Maybe people haven't been keeping up with maintenance, they haven't been changing oil. And when I say oil, I mean, I'm talking about all fluids. It's not just the engine oil, it's the coolant, it's the grease fittings, the axles. I mean, all kinds, the diffs, all kinds of different things. So behind me, you see there is a diesel truck over there. There's a diesel truck as well. We get quite a bit of diesel every, it goes in spurts. So a lot of times we'll get a lot of gas cars, and all of a sudden, we'll get a bunch of diesels. We are kind of, outside of the city, so we anticipate more and more diesel work. And a lot of these diesel trucks, a lot of what we're seeing is that people go to these performance places, right? And they want to upgrade their truck, they want to upgrade their performance, they want to get the best performance out of their vehicle. And in the process, messing with the factory systems, a lot of times the performance shops will actually make it worse. And what I mean by that is, it may give you better performance to begin with, but they're not looking at the entire driveline. So they may upgrade the performance of the engine, but they're not touching the transmission. So now that more power from the engine is burning out the transmission. So it comes to us where it's not shifting right. It could be, so many different issues. A lot of times it's just the engine, it's just not running right. So it'll give them good performance for a while, and then it just, starts to fade away and get worse. So, and I want to introduce you today to Philip. He's the operating officer over here, and he's the person in charge of this shop. He's somewhere around here. Let me see. Hey, Philip. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Philip Altspa, and he's the chief operations guy, and he's working, and he didn't want to do a video yesterday because he said it's real. We're in Texas, so he said it's real hot and it's not, he don't want to do it. But Philip, so what kind of specifically, I was talking about diesel vehicles because we have a bunch of diesel trucks here. What kind of problems are you seeing in these diesel vehicles that are coming to us by the time they get to us?
People not maintaining them correctly.
So one of the things that we were talking about a couple of days ago, you said that, oh yeah, some of the performance shops are actually hurting as opposed to doing better. And I was talking about it, that they'll give you better performance, but they're not looking at the entire drive line. So maybe the engine is performing much better, but then the transmission they didn't even touch, so they're now killing the transmission. What kind of issues have you seen as far as people doing performance upgrades, whether at a shop or themselves? I mean, I know a lot of people try to work on them themselves.
Right.
A couple of days ago we had a Ram truck in here. What was wrong with that? What happened to that? I know the engine was all apart. Wasn't it a Dodge?
No, it was a Ford 6-liter.
Oh, it was.
The EGR cooler went out.
Okay. What about that Ram that was over here? We had the engine all apart and.
One that was in the middle?
Yeah.
A long time ago?
It wasn't a long time ago. Yeah, there was one a long time ago.
The tappet.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
It lost the tappet.
So how?
Well, actually, it came from a performance shop as well.
Oh, so somebody had modified that engine.
Right.
So what happened? I mean, what happened with the tappet?
Too much power, broke the tappet.
Oh.
I have it right there. Go grab it. It's in the.
Oh.
On the shelf.
So that's good. So we have a tappet that kind of broke, and we're gonna see. We'll get to see. Yeah, it was too much torque. So, and that's what happens, the downline components, even components within the engine will start to break apart. They just can't stand those extra stresses. Tappets or whatever component cranks. I mean, so this is it right here. Yep, it broke off right there, and you can kind of see it. But and that's what happens. Performance upgrades. What can I suggest as far as performance upgrade? And I own a diesel truck as well, and I what I've done to it, I love it. It just works so much better. But you got to be careful what you're doing, and you want to do it the right way. You want to make sure that you're looking
all systems out.
You're looking at everything in the driveline, not just the engine, not just one thing, and then you plan accordingly. So if you can't afford to do certain things first and then certain things later, do what you can afford to do, but at the right level, right? So if you're thinking about making 500 more horsepower or whatever, well, you don't do that first. Look at the transmission first. Spend a little money on the transmission first, and then save some money and do that engine. If you do the engine first, it never fails. You will think you can control yourself and you'll be easy on the pedal. It doesn't work like that. Believe me. But yeah. So Philip here is our chief engineer, and as far as diagnostics go, gas or diesel, he's the guy. And we've got all the equipment here, all the computer systems to hook up to find out what's going on. All the newer cars, they need computers hooked up to them for any kind of diagnostics. Yeah, but I gotta say this: if you have a classic car, he's a guy. I mean, you got carbs, you got those old style engines. Oh yeah, he can figure that out. So he went through the paces. He started out with those old time cars. It's not like he's just doing the new cars only. But that's it for today. I know we're not wearing masks and stuff, but it's a workshop, and I don't think there's not a requirement anymore, is there?
Not where we're at.
Yeah, not where we are at. So we're good. But yeah, that truck just started leaking something down at the bottom. I see it, but guys are working on that. That's a fairly what model is that? What year is it?
13.
Oh wow, that's a 2013. I mean, awesome. Was it a King Ranch?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's an FXT or FTX.
FTX. I don't know what that is, but it looks beautiful. I mean, that's an. I think it's got like a little lift or maybe a little leveling kit going on over there. Awesome truck. And so until tomorrow. Well, I don't know if we're gonna see you tomorrow. I might make a video tomorrow, but until tomorrow, everybody have a good day and be safe out there.